There's something special about Busch Gardens Williamsburg after dark. The lights come on, the atmosphere completely changes, and some of the best roller coaster rides happen once the sun goes down. If you've ever experienced Howl-O-Scream or Christmas Town, then you already know this park can absolutely come alive at night. But the summer has always been a little different. Once the daytime shows ended, it often felt like the park was missing one final experience, one reason to stick around until closing. This year, Busch Gardens is hoping to change that. They are introducing all new stage spectacular and an entirely new nighttime drone show. But the real question isn't whether these are entertaining, it's whether they finally complete the summer night experience. Welcome back to Eddytainment. My name's Eddie, and today we're taking a deeper look into the new nighttime entertainment over at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Now, before we dive in, I want to thank Busch Gardens Williamsburg for inviting us out to experience this before it officially debuted. But this isn't going to be like a simple first look. Today, I want to answer a question that I've had for years. Has Busch Gardens finally given guests a reason to stay until close during the summer nights? One of the things Busch Gardens Williamsburg has always done really well is giving all of the seasons its own identity. In the spring, it's festivals like Food and Wine. During the fall, it belongs to Howl-O-Scream and the spooky season. The holidays, they speak for themselves with Christmas Town. Those events build naturally towards a great evening at the park. The summer has always had it a little tougher. Because unlike the seasonal events, the summer has always relied on the park mostly. And don't get me wrong, if you're a coaster enthusiast like I am, night rides on Pantheon, Alpengeist, Griffin, Apollo's Chariot, and now Verboten are all absolutely worth staying late for. Some of my favorite ride experiences happen once the sun sets. For example, Apollo's. That used to be my #1 coaster at the park, and the big reason why it was is because the way that it went down towards the water in the nighttime. It was a nice, cool, refreshing feeling. But if you're visiting with your family, if you're spending an entire day here, or maybe this is your one vacation at Busch Gardens Williamsburg this year, I've always felt like summer nights needed one more signature experience. Something that brings everything together before heading home. Something people plan their evening around. That's exactly what Busch Gardens is trying to accomplish this year. So let's start with the first new addition, Kinetix. I admit, when I first heard Busch Gardens was introducing another stage show, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. Would this simply be another good show, or would it actually become one of the performances guests make time for? And watching the show, it didn't take long to get the answer. Kinetix doesn't waste any time. From the opening moments, you're hit with incredible energy, live music, powerful vocals, high-flying acrobatics, lighting effects, pyrotechnics. Every few minutes, there's another wow moment waiting around the corner. And honestly, one of the things that impressed me most was not just what was happening on stage, but what was happening around me. The crowd was eating it up. I was looking over at Ollie, and he was fully focused on the stage and everything going on. People weren't checking their phones. They were using their phones to record the amazing stuff going on stage. Kids were dancing. The audience was clapping along. Everywhere I looked, people were smiling. That's the sign of a great theme park show. Okay, little on the spot review. That show was spectacular. Babe, how was Kinetix?
Amazing.
Right?
They worked so hard. They worked so hard.
That was not what I expected, but spectacular. Ollie?
Review?
What?
I love it!
You loved it? Was it cool? What do you want to see next?
Part?
What do you want to see next?
It's drone show.
Drone show. Now, like I said, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I also appreciated that Busch Gardens didn't just recreate the show over at the Globe Theater across the pond. That show celebrates incredible musicians and vocal performances. This show feels different. It's louder, it's faster, and it's more modern. It's almost like experiencing one of the live concerts over at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, but with a professional acrobatic performance. And because of that, I think that the shows actually complement each other really well instead of actually competing for the same audience. So would I watch Kinetix again? Absolutely, without hesitation. I think this is one of those shows that the more you watch, the more it develops. The stage is really long and vast, so I'm sure there's things that as you're looking around you may miss. And as you watch multiple times, you'll capture new experiences going on around the stage. But as much as I enjoyed Kinetix, one great stage show alone wasn't going to answer today's question. Summer nights still need a finale. As the sun disappeared behind the coasters, the atmosphere around the park started to change. People began finding places to watch. Families stopped running from one ride to another. Instead, everyone seemed to be waiting for the same thing. That's exactly what summer nights has been missing. A shared moment, something that brings the entire park together. I've seen plenty of nighttime spectaculars over the years. Disney creates emotional stories through fireworks. SeaWorld combines massive pyrotechnics with music. Universal uses projections and cinematic moments. Busch Gardens didn't need to copy any of those. It simply needed to create something that felt uniquely its own. And honestly, I think they did it. And what impressed me the most wasn't the technology. Drone shows have become very common across the industry. What made this one work was how it fit Busch Gardens. The music, the pacing, the way that the drones, the lights, and the music all came together. Whoa. That is the big bad wolf. Look, it's a wolf, Ollie. And maybe the biggest compliment I can give, I wasn't watching the drones the entire time. I found myself looking around at everyone else. Families reacting, kids pointing into the sky, parents smiling, entire sections of the audience applauding after some of the big moments. Those reactions are what make experiences memorable. Could the technology continue to evolve over the next few years? Absolutely. And I actually hope Busch Gardens continues investing in this experience because I think they've built a fantastic foundation. Walking through the park after the show, I realized something. For years, Summer Nights has had incredible rides, beautiful scenery, great food, and solid daytime entertainment. What it didn't always have was an ending. Something that made guests feel like they experienced the complete day. Tonight, it finally felt complete. So, did Busch Gardens finally fix Summer Nights? I think the answer is yes. Not because of one incredible stage show, not because one impressive drone display, but because two experiences work together. Kinetix keeps the energy high as the evening begins. The drone show gives everyone a reason to stay together until the park closes. Combined with nighttime rides on some of the best roller coasters in the country, Summer Nights finally feels like a full day experience. So if you're planning a trip to the park this summer, don't make the mistake of leaving after dinner. Ride the coasters at night. Take in Kinetix. Find a spot to watch the drone show. Experience Busch Gardens the way that I think it's always been intended to be experienced. From opening till close, or as some of my friends say, from can to can't. If you've experienced the Summer Nights already, I'd love to hear what you thought. Did these additions change your opinion of the event? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and as always, don't forget to ask yourself, have you been edutained? Okay, just a quick reaction. These shows are gonna change the summer spectacular here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Was that not amazing?
It was amazing.
Oh my gosh. Been closed for about an hour. We're making our way out. Looks oddly beautiful though.